problem is, Ms. Rotar, when you're behind a car, you have to be a totally defensive driver.
That's right.
You got to anticipate everything. You got to anticipate
right.
children running out to get a ball.
That's right.
An animal running across the street.
That's right.
And a seemingly intelligent, mature person who's weaving in and out of cars, trying to get to the other side. By the way, were you trying to get to the other side for a really vital, important appointment?
I had forgotten my wallet, and I was meeting some friends at a local pub, and I went to the door. They said, "You need some identification." I was flattered. I said, "You need identification from me?"
You mean they were proofing you for age?
Yes, I said, "Thanks very much."
I would go there all the time.
That's right, that's right. So I basically was going back to my car to pick up the wallet. And that was the situation.
Okay, so it wasn't an emergency?
No, no.
Okay. Well, it seems to me that but for your act, the windshield wouldn't have been broken. But for the fact that when you're driving a car, you're really almost totally responsible for what happens, you would have an intact windshield. So it seems to me you both should share the cost of this windshield.
One point that I have is, and maybe you'd like a copy of this, my cost for chiropractic care so far is $592.76. And we're really just in the middle of this situation. Now, I had been willing to chalk this up as bad luck on my part. When Miss Kinch called me on April 9th, I assumed that her insurance company would take care of the cracked windshield, and I was just going to say, well, I'm lucky that I'm alive, and call it even Steven. I figured each party was going to suffer some damages, and I was willing to pay for my own. But at this point, my damages are double what Ms. Rotor...
Let me take a look at your bills, sir. And none of these bills are covered by insurance?
They are covered by insurance. We're negotiating right now. It's supposed to be my auto insurance is covering these, supposedly. We're negotiating.
They should. Well, they should.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have them, so that you don't have any out-of-pocket expenses.
That's right. But again, it's the principle.
Well, we're not here for principle.
Okay.
Right now, we're here for dollars and cents.
Right.
And right now, you don't have any out-of-pocket expenses because your insurance is going to cover it. Now, what about your insurance? Does your insurance cover the glass on your car?
I don't know that, because it's my grandmother's car. I was just borrowing it.
I just step up.
Yes.
You're Mrs. Kinch.
Yes,
You lent your granddaughter your car.
that's right.
Never had an accident before?
No,
First,
right.
and has been responsible with it.
Very responsible. Otherwise, I never would allow it.
Do you have insurance that covers the
Yes,
glass
I
damage?
do.
You
Yes,
do?
I do. And the deductible is $250. And the amount that we're asking for, like Lori stated, was $332. But may I make a...
Well, just a minute. How much was the replacement glass for the window?
The actual glass replacement, I went to the most economical provider I could find, and that was $288.10.
Well, where does the $332 come from?
Well, it's the filing fees and for transportation because the car could not be driven because of the broken windshield.
Well, I'm going to consider the actual out-of-pocket expense that you had, which is $288.10.
Okay.
And you have a deductible of $250, right?
Yes.
So your actual out-of-pocket expense is just $250.
Right. May I say that on Thursday, May 28th, Mr. Suttle's insurance adjuster called me and was willing to settle a claim for half the amount
Half what amount?
of the windshield, the cost. Well, the cost of my claim, actually, the total amount of the claim, which was $332.10.
That's an offer of settlement. You should have taken it. $250 is the claim. I believe that each of you are at least partially responsible for what happened. You understand that if you're driving a car, you are almost per se responsible for anything that you hit, anything that breathes that you hit.
Yes.
And it's great that you have a terrific driving record. He was wrong. You know, kids run out between cars, but adults shouldn't. That's why we have jaywalking laws. She wasn't breaking the law. You were.
I admit I was jaywalking.
So it's going to cost you $125. That's all. Thank you.